Alright, get into your regular clock spot formations. This is going to be used for a mechanic that happens a few times throughout the fight. When I call for clock spots, make sure you're at max melee range as best you can. She's going to target 2 random players with a yellow little puddle. When that yellow puddle happens, we're going to be forming a light party on the puddle that's closest to us, essentially. Make sure there's at least 4 people in each puddle. 3 can survive it, but the same for 4. Makes life on the healers a little easier. Initial mechanics coming up. While I'm talking, you get into your light parties. Initial mechanics coming up are going to be some tank busters. She's going to be pointing some guns in the air and one to the side. She's going to shoot a blue up in the air or orange up in the air and the other color off to the side. The tanks will be taking care of these. The one that's up in the air is for the tank that's going to be closest to the boss, and the one that's off to the side is going to be the tank that's furthest away from the boss. In between the 2 tanks are going to be the rest of the party, essentially. So what you guys are going to be doing is going to be stacking on the edge of her hitbox right behind the boss for all tank busters. If you guys are stacked nice and tight, you won't get hit by the tank busters and everything should be good to go. Next up, she's going to point her gun up into the air. It's going to give everyone wings. Don't be scared. Wings are part of the mechanic coming up to follow. The wings are basically going to make you jump really far across the map. At that point, I'm going to be telling us that we're going to 1, 2, 3, or 4. Make sure you're standing at least in the middle of the marker or a little further back just to be safe. The key point in this, though, is you will jump in the direction you are looking. So, for instance, if I say we go to 3, we're going to make sure that we're standing in the 3 marker and looking directly at the boss. The best way to do this is fire a ranged attack at the boss so your character auto-targets the boss. If you're healing and stuff, try not to target a person specifically to heal them because your character may look at that person and shoot you off into La La Land where you will die at the edge of the map. After our jump, we're going to be breaking up into light parties or pairs, and that depends on how many times she shoots her gun in the air before this mechanic happens. Twice means we're light parties. At that point, whichever corner we get jumped to, from that corner, looking to the center of the ring, light party 1 will go left, light party 2 will go right. Make sure you guys are stacked together to soak all that damage. If it's pairs, and we end up in the 4 corner over here, main tank and melee 1 will be closest to the boss, but not touching the AoEs that are happening. Off tank and melee 2 will be back here at the number 2 range. Healer 1 and range 1 will be off to the left. Healer 2 and range 2 will be off to the right. And make sure you're kind of spread out as best you can because these AoEs are quite large and they're actually larger than they look. So again, I'll be calling for pairs or light parties during that time. Once we get dealt with that, we're immediately going to run to the middle and form our clock spot formations like I already discussed. Spread apart, max melee range in our clock spots. Don't worry about the tanks. They'll probably be huddled underneath the boss to give you guys more room to spread. The tanks will never get targeted with this mechanic. Once we deal with the formed light parties, these aren't going to be regular light parties, remember, you're just going to the closest yellow to you so that there's 4 people in each yellow puddle. The person who gets hit with the yellow puddle will not be able to move, so that's why we need to go form light parties on them. Once we deal with that, we're going to be heading into our desert phase after another tank buster. Now, desert phase is going to be filled with cacti coming out of the ground. They're going to explode quite large. The tanks will be baiting the boss in the north section, so north of A marker there. We'll be running back and forth, dodging all these cacti explosions as they happen. During this whole time, though, everyone is going to be having some sort of a debuff at some point. There's going to be 2 people, a tank and a DPS that has a defamation debuff, and that means that you're going to explode with a very large AoE. So how we're going to deal with this is at the end of the timer, you're going to make sure that you're in a specific corner. The 1 corner is reserved for the tanks. One of the tanks will always be on that corner. The DPS, if you're ranged, you can use your noggin and go to the 2, 3, or 4 corner, but make sure you're far in your corner. That's very furthest you can get into it. Melees, since we're going to have the boss north, you can go to the number 2 corner, because that's going to be closest for you, so you don't have to book it all the way to the 3 or 4 corner. But for whatever reason, if you find yourself over in the 3 or 4 section for some ungodly reason, run to the 3 or 4 corner and blow up your defamation there. There is going to be a yellow debuff on a random player as well. It's going to be on one of the DPSs. And it's going to be a party stack defamation. At that point, the rest of the party, except for the people blowing up their bombs in the corner, will be in the middle of the ring, because that's where the tanks will have the boss at that point, for the stacks. After that, there's going to be some quicksand forming. The quicksand, basically, there's going to be cacti blowing up everywhere. We'll be watching for where our safe spot is. I'll call out 1, 2, 3, or 4 again, and that's the corner that the party is going to be running to, except for the healers. So how this works is, how to identify where the party goes. I am looking for the corner that has a cacti growing on it that will blow up that entire corner. That means that it's safe for nobody. At that point, the party runs directly opposite of that corner. Now for the healers, healer 1 goes left of the cacti, right? Right? Yeah. So, okay, there you go. That's probably the easier way to remember it then. Yeah, so after we deal with those, everyone's blowing up in their corners. The quicksand will disappear shortly, and everyone will be given either a pink tether or a blue tether. And then the quicksand will again cover half of the ring. At this point, we are going to be dealing with our tethers accordingly based on our color spots. So if you are, for instance, clock spot number 4, you can either go to number 4 or number 1. This is called true north. Your clock spot number 3, you'll be going to either clock spot 3 or clock spot 2, depending on what your tether is. Now the tethers themselves, the blue tether means that you need to drop your bomb inside the quicksand. As soon as your bomb drops inside the quicksand, you run out of the quicksand. At this time, though, there will be 3 other people in the quicksand with you, so make sure you're spread apart as best you can. Also, make sure you're not too close to the other people that are outside the quicksand, because they'll be dealing with their bombs as well. Those are the pink tethers. Pink tethers are jumping bombs, so what you want to do is drop your bomb outside the quicksand, but make sure your character is facing towards the quicksand somewhere, so that your bomb can jump into the quicksand and get soaked up. If all the bombs are done correctly, all bombs will end up in the quicksand and sink into the sand. No blow-ups happening, no damage downs. Right after that, we're going to go into an AoE and then another tank buster, and then we're going to hit our prog point for the night, which is going to be ads phase. Saying that's going to be our prog point because that's probably where we're going to finish off at. Ads phase for new people is the wall in this fight, and it takes quite a few pulls to get a handle of it. Once you guys get it down, though, it is a fairly simple mechanic to deal with. It's just prioritizing your DPS on specific ads during their time. Now, once we do get to ads phase, like I said, there is specifics that need to happen. So right at the very beginning of ads phase, the main tank will be at B, everyone else will be at D. Reason for that is there's going to be a Yan that pops up at D. That is the first target that needs to go down. So everybody will be on that Yan attacking the Yan. The main tank will have the boss over at B grabbing the squirrels and then walking down to the C marker to get ready for the next wave of ads. Now once the Yan is down, the second wave should be popping up shortly. There's going to be more squirrels popping up at C that the main tank is again going to grab. And then we're immediately going to bring that whole group over to the 2 marker where there's going to be a Manta. The Manta raised we need to be careful of because they get tethered to the first person that hits him, or they tether a random person if it takes too long for someone to hit them. So that means we're going to have specific people grabbing these manta rays. There's going to be a manta ray at number 1 and a manta ray at number 2. The number 2 manta ray is going to be grabbed by the pure healer, right? So that'd be Kosa. Kosa is going to grab that manta. Then the one at number 1 is going to be grabbed by Arrhenius. Arrhenius, that is your manta. As soon as you see that manta pop up, you hit it immediately so that it tethers to you. Then you're going to go run to that corner. So if your manta is at number 1, you're running to the number 1 corner. You're going to get ready to drop your puddles. So essentially what that manta is going to do is it's going to hit you with a puddle. You need to get out of that puddle as soon as possible, but stay close to it on the outside so that you don't spread your puddles out too much. You want to condense your puddles in as small an area as possible. Kosa will be doing the same thing in the number 2 corner. Since we're targeting that manta first, only 1 puddle should be dropped by that manta. Now remember, when we have a big group of these adds, we are doing our cleaving rotations. That is the cleave max strat. So that means that we're not single targeting anything, we are cleaving the entire time. The only time you want to be single targeting is on the first Yan at the very beginning and the jabbers that pop up later on, because those need to die quickly so that they don't march a steady march to the infinite doom of the healer they're tethered to. So, yep. Go ahead. I'm not too sure how far your range is, but I probably want you to kill single target that add-on 1. Yeah. Yeah, you betcha. So, again, after the manta dies, that's at number 2, that's our first target. We're going to be cleaving the entire time to get it down. It will die fast if we're doing our jobs correctly. At that point, we're going to move the entire army of squirrels and the boss over to the number 1 manta and start cleaving that one until it's down. Now, don't forget, you'll still be tethered to this manta, Arrhenius, so you need to be making sure you're placing your puddles accordingly. Right after that, there is going to be another wave that pops up, and this is going to be a Yan in the north that the off tank's going to grab, so over at the A marker. Then over at the D marker in the far side of D here, there's going to be a jabber that pops up, and then there's going to be a cat that pops up and starts bouncing around. Oh, I forgot to mention the cat in the first wave as well. During our attacking of the Yan in first wave, we should be baiting the cat to us, since 7 out of 8 of us will be standing over there anyways. So when the cat does land, get on that cat for a little bit and start whacking on it just to drop its health while it's there. Then once it leaves, get back on the Yan. Once the Yan's almost dead, the range can start to focus target the cat and get it down quickly. If we don't kill that cat in time, it will enrage and cast a meteor on us. So now back to adds wave 3. We got the manta's dead. The new Yan is popping up. The new cat is popping up. And the jabber is popping up. At this point, we're going to be stopping our cleaves if we still have squirrels up, and we're going to single target the jabber. As soon as that jabber's available, everybody that's over there single targets that jabber and burns it down as fast as they can. The jabber can be stunned, and we will be utilizing all the stuns in our party. Normally, Party Finder relies on the stuns of the main tank first, then melee 1, and then melee 2. During our party for this, though, I will be taking care of all the stuns for the jabber, since I can allot us the most downtime for the jabber with the Paladin stuns. Now that the reason why we got to burn that jabber down as fast as possible, because it's going to target one of the healers randomly with a tether. That healer is going to be taking themselves to the opposite corner of the jabber. So if the jabber's over in D, that means the healer is going to be where Rye is jumping right now. You're going to go plop over there. You're not going to be able to touch the party or nothing like that, but the off tank will move his ad down close to you so that you can assist with healing on that off tank, because the Yans do a lot of damage. And if you're able to hit the Yan, by all means, throw some DPS in there. You see that jabber walking up on you, by all means, if you can reach it, start hitting that jabber as well. Now that is the end of wave 3. After that's going to be wave 4. I'm not going to touch on wave 4 too much. We went through a lot of mechanics. I want us to at least get to ads first before we start touching up more on ads. So ready checks. If you have any questions, hit no on the ready check. We'll get them answered for you as best as possible. If not, we'll get a pull in and see how we do. As always, make sure you're putting on some food. It helps with progression, helps with the healers. Excellent. 16-second countdown incoming.
What inspiration will you give me, I wonder?
Welcome to Sugar Riot's Gallery of
Raid wide. Tank busters are next. So except for the tanks, everyone else is behind the boss. Stacking up nice and tight. Excellent work. So whenever I say tank busters, the entire party needs to make sure they're standing grouped up together nicely on the edge of the hitbox. So 4 shots in the air means that we're going to be going into our pairs after the jump. Now everyone needs to go to the number 4 marker. No, sorry, 3 marker. 3 marker, looking at the boss, and then we jump. Now we get into our pairs. Make your way to the boss and do your clock spots. We're going to probably die here, but it's practice anyways. Get into your clock spots. This is where you form your light parties. And then we got tank busters again. So again, you're all stacked behind the boss nicely. Otherwise, you guys grab one of the tank busters like that. Yeah, that's fine. We were more or less dead anyways. That is key right there. Everyone survived a leap. You'd be surprised how many times people die from that leap. Even seasoned people not aiming properly at the boss. So one thing that I like to do ahead of time is right before we jump, I pop my sprint so that as soon as I land, I'm able to run quickly to either the light parties or pairs that we need to get to. It does look like everyone was going to their correct spots. I don't think we got there in time though. 16 seconds incoming.
What inspiration will you give me, I wonder?
Welcome to Sugar Riot's Gallery of
Raid wide. Tank busters coming up.
What's your favorite color?
Alright, wings coming out. Next up, the boss will fire the gun into the air, letting us know if it's light parties or pairs. 4 times means pairs. Going to number 2 marker. Looking at the boss. And now we're going to our pairs. So run to your pairs. Okay, clock spots. Get to your clock spots fast. Go, 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 go. Okay, now form your light parties. Tank busters behind the boss. And now we get ready for desert phase. We'll be dragging the boss up here because this is where she's going to jump.
An image comes to me.
Nicely done so far.
Like it hot and sandy.
So pay attention to the callouts. Look at your debuffs for deformations. Amaya, you got deformation. Lynn, you have party stacks. That means that Amaya will be out of the group and Talon will be out of the group. Everyone else will be stacked in the middle after all the cacti are done. So at this point, we more or less just follow where the main tank or where the tanks take the boss, dodging these cacti. The safest spot for you guys is going to be the tanks.
The challenger's down. Is this the end?
Okay, now get ready to move to your assigned spots. Deformations, go to your corners. Everyone else to the middle.
The challenger rises again. Can they turn this around?
Then we do clock spots again. And then we form our clock spots or our light parties as best we can.
There's something missing. Oh,
Yeah.
I know.
So I'm just going to show you guys this mechanic here. We would all be going to the number 2 corner, and the healers would be going to the 1 and 3 corners. The 4 is unsafe. And then the tethers come out, blue or pink. You're blue, you're inside. And if you're pink, you're outside, looking in. And everyone drops and gets out of the quicksand, and then we all stack for raid wide.
Oh no, that was too much for the challenger.
Yeah. So, like healer 1, for instance, if you are blue tether and the quicksand is in the purple and blue area, your essential color zone is going to be the purple. So you would go over to where Rye is right now. If you were supposed to be on the quicksand's on the other side, though, you would go to red. So you basically just be swapping color quadrants with red. If you're a healer 2, you're basically blue and yellow areas. Yeah, don't place yourself too far out into the quicksand. Do kind of get a little bit closer to the non-quicksand area, the regular sand, just so that you can get out of the quicksand in a timely manner after you drop your bomb. If you take too long to get out of the quicksand, you will stay in the quicksand forever, and that's where your body will remain. Betcha, 16 seconds incoming. Yep, dashes can get you out if you start sinking.
What inspiration will you give me, I wonder?
Welcome to Sugar Riot's Gallery of Glamours.
Tank busters.
What's your favorite color? Perhaps I'll draw this.
Two shots as light parties. Going to the number 4 corner. Looking at the boss. And going into our light parties. Now clock spots. Forming our light parties. Now tank busters. Nicely done. Prepping for desert phase.
An image comes to me. I hope you like it hot and sandy.
Right after this goes off, check your debuffs for deformations. Rye has deformation, Lyn has deformation. So at the end of your counter, Lyn, you want to make sure you're in either 2, 3, or 4 corner. 2 will be closest to us though. Everyone else will be stacked in the middle, getting ready to soak up their party deformation. Follow the tanks if you want to be safe.
Watch out! It's a veritable storm of needles.
Alright, party to middle, quick, quick, quick. And clock spots.
Oh no! That was too much for the challenger!
Watch the overlap, but form your light parties. Don't stand between the healers, because the circles are overlapping.
Oh, I know.
Get ready for the healers to split up into their separate corners. Everybody else will be going to corner number 3. Everyone except for healers to corner number 3. Almost made it, Anna. Alright, get to your color quadrants.
What do you think of this?
Blue is inside the quicksand, pink is out. Blue is outside, pink is out. Make sure you're looking at the boss if you're pink. We got raid wide. And at this point, everyone would stay here. Then the tanks would go to the other side to take care of their tank busters. Make sure you're stacking up nice. Remember, you guys are always stacking. That's good that happened. Yeah. Well, that's good that happened, because that shows you guys that what happens when you're not stacked properly on the boss's hitbox.
Gets awfully dull, don't you think?
So, no worries. So here's the ads if you guys wanted to have a look at them.
A transformative piece! The Fiend has been completely remade! They're back on their feet! Let's see if they can stay standing!
I didn't even grab them. I was chilling over at the end when they popped out.
The challenger's down! Is this the end?
Oh, don't worry about reses. 99 times out of 100, when one of the tanks go down during ads phase, once the yans are out, you're basically done. When that yan gets too close to a squirrel, that yan enrages and basically starts one-shotting everyone or two-shotting tanks. Yeah. It is not pleasant. Axel, what spot were you talking about there, Axel? For what part? The blue and pink ones? Alright. Are you melee 1 or melee 2? Melee 1, you'll always either be at marker 4 or marker 1. Melee 2 will always be at marker 2 or marker 3. Now you can maintain max melee on the boss at all times. Just make sure that if you are pink, you are outside the quicksand looking inside. You don't have to be looking directly. You can be standing at number 4 and attacking the boss and having your character auto look at the boss at that point, and that'll be good enough. Just as long as wherever you're looking, the bomb's going to jump into the quicksand. But yeah, those positions are called true north positions. All right, everyone's ready? Oh, sorry, another ready check. Ignore that or click on, there you go. 16 seconds incoming. I had to ready check to make sure the ready check was ready.
fortune will you give me, I wonder?
Welcome to Sugar Riot's Gallery of
Straight
Glitter.
wide. And tank busters.
What's your favorite color?
Remember, for tank busters, the entire party is always on the edge of the hitbox, grouped up nice and tight.
Perhaps I'll draw this.
All right, let's find out if we're life parties or pairs. Four shots is pairs. We're going to number 2 marker, and we're going to be looking at the boss. And we're going to our pairs. Clock spots.
No, that was too much for the challenger.
You might have been overlapped with another person's AoE there. They're deceivingly large. Tank busters.
The challenger rises again. Can they turn this around?
An
And
image
desert
comes to me.
phase.
I hope you like it hot and sandy.
And deformations. Rye is defamation. Amaya is
The rain has
defamation.
become a desert.
Axel is party stack in the middle.
When I think desert, I think of these prickly fellows.
We'll follow the tanks to make sure that you are not getting hit by the cacti that are blowing up around us.
Watch out. It's a veritable storm of needles.
Alright, deformations to your corner, everyone else to the middle quickly. Clock spots. Form your light parties as best you can.
There's something missing.
Now healers, get ready to go to your safe corners, and the rest of the party, get ready to go to our safe corner. Party is going to 3, healers are going to 2 and 4. Get ready to go to your true north positions. Blue tethers inside the quicksand, pink is outside.
The challenger's down.
Not bad. Stacking for raid wide, and everyone get on that boss's hitbox. Stack nice and tight. Oh, never mind. And we got tank busters coming out.
They're back on their feet. Let's see if they can stay standing.
Oh, you dirty bastard, Ryan. Oh, I was trying to kill you. You didn't die. Someone else was someone was up. Yeah, no worries, Anna. It takes a little bit of practice trying to identify where your color spots are supposed to be. So, yeah. Pretty sure it just kind of like bounces off the wall and blows up right there, right? Yeah. Yeah. So one thing that I like to do is, as soon as we are free from our safe corner, getting ready for our tethers, I immediately run to one of my colors, either purple or red for me. And I start attacking the boss, and I get ready to run to either 1 or stay here at 4. Melees can prep that fairly easy. Range can basically do the same thing. You can get into your initial color zones. So if you're supposed to be at 1, but 1's on the very far side, start prepping in the 4 area. You may need to move to the straight across, or you may not to. It's a 50-50 shot at that point. Yeah, if you guys have healer specific stuff, Rye would be the one to ask. I'm kind of just gonna be like, yeah, sure. 16 seconds incoming. No worries, Anna. When you're in your corner blowing up your bomb, start eyeballing your potential colors you're gonna go to.
What inspiration will you give me, I wonder?
Welcome to Sugar Riot's Gallery of Glamours!
Tank busters.
What's your favorite color? Perhaps I'll draw this.
All right, Arhenius, tell me if we're light parties or pairs. That is correct. We are going to number 3 marker, looking at the boss. And we're going to our pairs. Block spots. Run, run, run. And form our light parties. Watch the overlap. Tank busters. And now prepping for desert. Nicely done so far.
An image comes to me. I hope you like it hot and sandy.
Deformations. Talon is deformation. Axle is deformation. So at the end of your timer, Axle, make sure you're
When I
deep
think
into that
of
number
desert,
2
I think
corner.
of these prickly fellows.
Until then, though, follow the party. Remember, tanks are usually standing in a safe spot. You want to stand on top of the tanks, that's perfectly fine.
Storm of needles.
This will be the last cactus. Now to your
They're back
corners.
on their feet. Let's see if they can
Everyone
stay
else in the
standing.
middle. Clock spots. Form the light parties. Nope. Don't worry about those guys.
There's something
They've done their
missing.
duty.
Oh, I know.
Oh yeah, we're going to die, but still get some practice in. Party to 2, healers to 1 and 3. Get ready to go to your color quadrants. Blue is inside the quicksand, pink is
What do you
out.
think of this?
Pink is out, blue is in. Alright, we can go ahead and reset now.
Oh no, that was too much for the challenger.
When we have bodies down, there could be upset tethers, meaning that you might see someone in your regular position with the same color tether as you. That's probably because if you're a DPS, your support partner got that same tether as you. So how it usually goes is all the supports will get 1 color tether and all the DPS will get 1 color tether, assuming all bodies are alive. No worries. Six... 16. Yeah, there you go. 16 seconds.
What inspiration will you give me, I wonder?
Welcome to Sugar Riot's Gallery of Glamours!
What's your favorite
Pink
color?
Busters. Saw that coming. That's a good learning lesson, though. You guys were not stacked on the boss's hitbox properly. So that's how little of a difference it takes. So let's make sure, like you see where I'm standing right now, my legs are physically touching the boss's hitbox there, right? Make sure you guys are always stacked behind the boss like that. Yeah. And we do that so that the tank that's taking the outside bait doesn't have to run real far out to basically bait it. Yeah. We want that tank to always be able to be hitting the boss like that. So if you guys are stacked nice and tight, that will never be an issue. 16 seconds incoming.
What inspiration will you give me, I wonder?
Welcome to Sugar Riot's Gallery of Glamours!
Tank busters. Remember,
What's
nice
your
and tight.
favorite color?
And not too far inside either. Nice.
Perhaps I'll draw this.
Wings coming out. Two shots as light parties. Going to number 3, and then looking at the boss. Light parties. Fox spots. Form your light parties. And then tank busters. Prepping for desert phase.
An image comes to me. I hope you like it hot and sandy.
Check your deformations. Rai has deformation. Amaya has deformation. Axel is party stack in the middle.
When I think desert, I think of these prickly fellows.
Remember to be safe. Follow the tank.
Watch out! It's a veritable storm of needles!
Last one coming up. To your corners and to the middle. Quick, quick, quick.
Oh no! That was too much for
Block
the challenger.
spots. And form your light parties as best you can.
There's something missing. Oh, I know.
Party is going to
Quick set.
4.
Oh, you don't want to get caught in there.
Healers are going to 1 and 3. True north. Color quadrants. Blue is inside the quicksand. Pink is outside the quicksand. You don't want to be stacking on anyone either, because you will die. Raid wide coming up. Party, you're stacking nice and tight right there. Tanks will move out of the way to deal with the incoming pink busters. Stacking nice and tight, party.
Pudding alone gets awfully dull, don't you think?
We're progressing. That's good. We're almost at ad phase. Yep, no, we're getting better at doing that. Let's make sure that when that last cacti is blowing up, you'd always tell it's the last cacti too, because you don't see another one forming as the last one is about to blow up kind of thing. Also for the cactuses, there's only 3 sets of patterns that they form in. So eventually you'll get used to the 3 patterns that pop up. They're always going to be essentially just one of the 3 patterns. And the movements for each pattern will always be the same depending on that pattern. Yeah, for the melees as well, when we're running to the middle, do not be trying to catch your positionals behind the boss, because there's a good chance that one of the corner deformations are going to clip you and kill you. So when we're on that last cacti, let's make sure everybody is making sure they're getting ready to run to that middle. If you're ahead of the tank, that's fine too. Just make sure you're in the middle and ready to go. Yeah. Those deformations in the corner, they'll reach as far as the 1 and 2 marker. So just like Rai said, just past that A marker will essentially be safe. All right, 16 seconds incoming.
What inspiration will you give me, I wonder?
Welcome to Sugar Riot's Gallery of Clevers!
All right, Tank Buster's coming out.
What's your favorite color? Perhaps I'll draw this.
Four shots is pairs. Going to the number 3 marker, looking at the boss. And getting into our pairs.
The challenge is down! Is this the end?
Block spots. Yeah, no worries, it happens.
The challenger rises again!
Tank
Can they turn
Busters.
this around?
And then prepping for
They're
desert
back on our feet.
phase.
Let's see if they can stay standing.
An image comes to me. I hope you like it hot and sandy.
Deformations. Talon has deformation. Lynn has deformation. Amaya has party stack.
When I think desert, I think of these prickly fellows.
Remember, follow the tanks to be safe. If the tank is standing still, there's a good chance that that spot is the safe spot.
Watch out! It's a veritable storm of needles.
Last one. Do your spots.
challenger.
And clock spots. And form your parties.
There's something missing.
Now let's just go ahead and reset it at this point.
Quicksand? Oh, you don't want to get caught in that.
Another thing I forgot to mention about limit break as well. As soon as we enter ads phase, the cat will basically hiss and growl and eat our entire limit break gauge. Earlier strats, when normally we'd be at a level 2 limit break, and then the caster would do some sort of a level 2 limit break on the ads just to give it that extra little damage. We don't need to worry about that too much. We're still just trying to get to ads and work out the kinks there. That's just a little tidbit of information if you're wondering what happens to our limit break gauge during ads and why it's all gone. Alright, 16 seconds incoming. Yeah, make sure you got some food.
What inspiration will you give me, I wonder?
Welcome to Sugar Riot's Gallery of Glamours.
Tank busters?
What's your favorite color? Perhaps I'll draw this.
Four shots is pairs. Going to number 1, looking at the boss. Now getting into our pairs. Clock spots.
Oh no, that was too much for the challenger.
And forming our light parties. Tank busters.
The challenger's down.
Yeah, for the pairs one, you want to make sure that everyone is spread out as best as possible, because the AoEs are larger than they look.
An image comes to me. I hope you like it hot and
Deformation
sandy.
phase coming out. Talon is deformation. Amaya is deformation. Rai is party stack.
When I think desert, I think of these prickly fellows.
Remember, you're following the tanks.
Watch out. It's
Probably hollow it, I imagine. Or
needles.
involvement. He's gonna try to mid it. Alright. No one follow Rai. Rai's gonna run to a random corner, everyone else go to the middle. I barely even touched you. Clock spots. That'll never happen in a normal party, just FYI. The tanks never get the party stack.
There's something missing. Oh, I know.
Party to 1, healers to 2 and 4.
You don't want to get caught in that.
Get ready to run to your colors. Blue is inside the quicksand. Pink is outside looking in. And we got raid wide. One's dead. What? Both stacks were there though. Oh, you did it that time. Oh no, I was gonna ride or die. I thought we were gonna die together there. Fuck yeah. Just 1 second. Just drink out of the non-beer fridge. I got work tomorrow. All right, 16 seconds incoming.
What inspiration will you give me, I wonder?
Welcome to Sugar Riot's Gallery of Clovers!
Bankbusters.
What's your favorite color? Perhaps I'll draw this.
Four is pairs. Going to 4. Looking at the boss. Getting into our pairs.
Oh no, that was too much for the challenger!
Box spots. Oh, don't worry about light parties. Let's go ahead and reset. Remember, if you have any questions, hit no on the ready check and we'll get them answered for you. Check your food, check your gear, make sure everything's all in order. 16 seconds incoming.
What inspiration will you give me, I wonder?
Welcome to Sugar Riot's Gallery of Clovers!
Tankbusters next.
What's your favorite color? Perhaps I'll draw this.
Two shots as light parties. Going to 3 and looking at the boss. Getting into our light parties. Block spots. And forming our light parties. Tankbusters. Now prepping for desert.
An image comes to me. I hope you like it hot and sandy.
Deformations. Talon is deformation. Arhenius is deformation. Lynn is party stack in the
When
middle.
I think desert, I think of these prickly fellows.
Yeah, so at the last cacti, make sure you're making your way to the number 2 corner, Arhenius.
Watch out! It's a veritable storm of needles.
Last one's coming right here.
The
What's going to
challenger's
happen to a
down.
stack in the middle?
Is this the end?
Yeah. Reset.
There's something missing. Oh, I know.
Yeah. If you're DPS, 2 is probably going to be your closest corner. Since we'll be baiting the boss in the north section there, the tanks will always be in the number 1 corner. But you're ranged. Every now and then you might, for whatever reason, you might find yourself closer to the 3 or 4 corner. That's perfectly fine too. You just need to make sure you're tucking yourself as deep into that corner as you can get. So if you're following the party, wait for that last cacti to blow up. If that last cacti is deep into the number 1 corner, you will have enough time to make it to your corner. I believe you'll have like 4 seconds left, I think, by the time that last cacti goes. Yeah, you'll have enough time to run to your corner there. If you're feeling like you don't got enough time, you got a dash, go ahead and use a dash or pop sprint to get yourself over there a little bit quicker. Ready, check. $30 left. The goal for this prog party is to get you guys to ads so that you guys can start joining party finders if you want to, that are currently on ads prog, which is the majority of M6 prog parties. 16 seconds. And of course, you guys can always put a request in to get a party formed within the Discord for ads prog. Just make sure you include that in your raid request, that it is ads prog and not a fresh party.
What inspiration will you give me, I wonder?
Welcome to Sugar Riot's Gallery of Glamours!
Gangbusters.
What's your favorite color? Perhaps I'll draw this.
Four shots means pairs. Going to number 3, looking at the boss. And we're going to our pairs. Clock spots. And forming our parties. Tankbusters.
Oh no, that was too much for the challenger!
And prepping for desert.
An image comes to me. I hope you like
I
it.
think you might have
hot
died
and
because there was only
sandy.
3 people on our party stack. Check your deformations. Talon is deformation. Arhenius is deformation. Lynn, you are party stack.
When I think desert, I think of these prickly fellows.
Remember, following the tanks. Stay safe.
Watch out! It's a veritable storm of needles.
Last one's coming out now. Clock spots. And form your parties.
There's something missing. Oh, I know.
Party to 2.
Quicksand? Oh,
Healers
you
to
don't
1
wanna
and
get
3.
caught in that.
To your colors.
What do you think
Blue
of this?
is inside, pink is out. Stacking for raid wide. Outside.
The challenger's down! Is this the end?
And then tank busters. Let's go ahead and reset. Yep, just as long as you're identifying what the debuff looks like as well on your debuff bar there, that's good. We're making progress. Getting more bodies over to the point where we have almost all the bodies alive for the tethers. So, the initial jumps, you got to make sure that you're spread apart from everyone else. And as well, if it's a wing bomb and someone else, let's say if someone else on the other side of the map has a wing bomb and they're looking at you, their bomb's going to jump towards you as well. Another thing too is I believe if there's a dead body during bomb, their bomb still blows up randomly somewhere, right? Yeah. So I believe we had a dead body there, so there, one of the random bombs could have just blew up on you as well. Yeah. Potentially, yeah. Yeah, it could have been just damage then at that point. All right. Yeah. Are you ready, Arrhenius? All right, excellent. 16 seconds.
What inspiration will you give me, I wonder?
Welcome to Sugar Riot's Gallery of Glamours!
Tank busters.
What's your favorite color? Perhaps I'll draw this.
Pairs. Going to 3, looking at the boss. Going to pairs. Box spots. Form your parties. Tank busters. Desert phase.
An image comes to me. I hope you like it hot and sandy.
Pick your deformations.
Goodness.
Rye is defamation, Arrhenius is defamation, Axel is party
When
style.
I think desert, I think of these prickly fellows.
Exactly, Arrhenius, it's practice. Yeah, remember, following the tanks to be safe. If they're standing still, there's a good chance that they're in a safe spot.
Watch out. It's a veritable storm of needles.
Last one. To the middle. Everyone else to your corners.
The
Box
challenger's
spots.
down. Is this the end?
And form your parties.
There's something missing. Oh, I know.
Party to 4, healers to 1 and 3. Your colors.
What do you think of this?
Blue is inside, pink is out looking in. Make sure you're spread apart nicely. And raid wide coming up. Everyone's stacking on the boss's hitbox. Tank busters coming up.
They're back on their feet. Let's see if they can stay standing.
And prep for ads. All bodies are up. Main tank's at B, everyone else is at D, getting ready for the Yan.
Putting her alone gets awfully dull, don't you think?
Remember, at D, you are blowing that Yan up. Don't forget to keep the tanks alive.
A transformative piece. The fiend has
Kill
been
that Yan.
completely
Boom, boom,
remade.
boom. And hit the cat when it stops at you guys. Then back on the Yan again when the cat takes off. New ads are popping out. Keep on that Yan. Once you're done there, you're going to come to the main tank. And we're going to go blow up the Manta over here. Where the main group is. Cleave Max. Oh, someone else got that puddle.
Oh no, that was too much for
So
the
that
challenger.
would have been Arrhenius. That ray over there that's targeting everyone. That was away from everyone. That ray would have been yours to grab. So when that next ad group pops up, you're going to be heading to the ad that's at the number 1 marker area. You're getting ready to instantly hit it with your like insta skills, insta cast skills, or whatever you got. No, even if the Yan is still up at that point, your job is going to be to grab that Manta as soon as it pops up, regardless of that Yan still up. So make sure that you see the slimes, like Rai said, you see the slimes forming for the second wave of ads. You make your way to that Manta and get ready to grab it as soon as it's targetable. Everyone else around there, if the Yan is in that general area, watch out for your cleaves, because your cleaves might be large enough to hit that Yan, and whoever hits it first will get tethered to it. Or sorry, the ray, the Manta ray. And if no one did hit it, it will just automatically tether onto someone if it takes too long for someone to hit it. But that is phase 1 of ads, so that's good. Got to see it with all bodies up. So also for the strats for ads is we don't want to be using our 2 minutes as soon as they pop up. We want to wait for our 2 minutes when all the ads are on top of the manta at the number 2 marker. We'll pop it there so that our cleaves are doing max damage and we blow up that manta as fast as we can. And then our buffs will carry over into the second manta and the same thing, blow that manta up so that we can drop as least amount of puddles onto the map as possible, because they will stay there for the entire duration of ads phase. The puddles, I do believe, give you a bleed and a damage down effect, so you take more damage. You don't want that. I think it's called Dropsy. Yep. All right. Yep. All right. 16 seconds incoming. Oh, Insta, yeah.
What inspiration will you give me, I wonder?
Welcome to Sugar Riot's Gallery of Glamours!
Pink Busters?
What's your favorite color? Perhaps I'll draw this.
Two shots as light parties. Going to number 2 marker and looking at the boss. Light parties.
Oh no, that was too much for the challenger!
Clock spots. Form your parties. One party will be down a body. Pink Busters.
Let's see if they can stay standing.
And Desert Phase.
An image comes to me. I hope you like it hot and sandy.
Rye is Defamation and Lynn is Defamation. Amaya is Party Stack.
When I think desert, I think of these prickly fellows.
Standing with the tanks, they're most likely in a safe spot.
Watch out! It's a veritable storm of needles.
Last one coming out. Get to your spots. Clock spots. Form your parties.
There's something missing. Oh, I know.
Party to 1.
Quicksand? Oh, you don't want to get caught in that.
To your colors. Blue tethers inside quicksand, pink outside. Stacking. Raid wide. Make sure you're all on the boss's hitbox because there's a tank buster next.
The challenger's down. Is this the end?
And adds. Main tank at B. Rest of the party at D.
Pudding alone gets awfully dull, don't you think?
A transformative piece! The fiend has been completely remade!
Give that cat a few whacks and back on the end. Arrhenius, get ready for your manta. Everyone else, cleave maxing with all your raid buffs. Get ready for this cat. No. Well, it doesn't matter how far away you are, but you don't want to be placing puddles kind of like where you placed it there. You want to be sticking to the outer edges of the map. Stay away from the middles. And I'll kind of give you a description of how to place your initial puddles there. Yep, that's step one, right? So your first puddle over in the one corner, you're going to be back into that corner as far as you can go. Over there, right? Then you're just going to follow basically down the line here. Get out of the puddle just barely. Yeah, no worry, Kosa. Oh yeah. Well, that's fine. We can call it quits here. We only got 10 minutes left anyways. And then at that second puddle point, we should have our manta dead. If not, then just kind of keep making your way down. Obviously, the puddles aren't going to be that big, but just get barely out of the puddle, hug that wall, and drop the next one. And that would have been fine. That would have been fine. Yeah, no, that would have been fine too. You actually got quite a bit of time between your puddle drops. So you dropped one kind of right here-ish, I believe. And then your second one was right here. And that's fine. You could have doubled back this way and dropped your next one over here. That works too. You're keeping your puddles in the corner over there, which is great, away from the center. Unfortunately, your third puddle was right here where everyone else was, so. No, that's fine. That's what the prog parties are for. It's all for the learning process, right? You betcha, that works too. And if anything, I prefer that way just because, so that we don't have that puddle start coming down that west wall. Yeah, that's the best one. Yeah. So what we're trying to avoid is dropping anything right here. Reason for that is because that's where the jabber is going to spawn. And we're not going to be stunning him till probably about right here for the first stun. So if there's a puddle in this area, we're going to have to wait longer to stun him over here, which is still fine, but we want to try to avoid any unnecessary puddles over here that takes us away from hitting that jabber. Yeah. Yep. Just go directly north of number 1 and drop your first puddle right against that wall as close as you can. And then, like Rise said, you'll leave yourself a little gap over at the number 3. Then you place your next one there. Then start coming down the wall. For your guys' next raid request, that was what, 2 times back to back that you guys made it to ads. There was still the odd body dropping every now and then, but still we got 2 ads prog for the most part. So for your next party, put it as ads phase fresh. So just so that when we get the the people that are signing up know that it's not a fresh party, it's actually ads party, so we can fill the correct people in.